Wait, remember Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg? It's the classic 2003 GameCube game from Sega and Sonic Team that wasn't afraid to come up with an interesting concept. It came to be thanks to some restructuring going on with Sega and Sonic Team in general, but the biggest kicker was basically tapping out of the home console market post the Dreamcast to mainly focus on being a third-party developer, and wanting to focus on bringing their titles to other console markets soon after. Yuji Naka, the at the time CEO of Sonic Team, wanted to explore what else can be done to bring unique experiences and ideas to gamers, and keep what made Sonic so special, and that would be making sure they maintained a goal of having video games that would reach and be appealing to everyone of any age. Through this, Billy Hatcher would be born, with Yuji Naka producing it and bringing on Samba de Amigos Shun Nakamura to direct this project. But what about this whole egg concept? Where did that come into play, and why did that matter so much in the game's conception? When interviewed by IGN a handful of months before its release, Yuji Naka elaborated on the egg concept by saying, "If you think about it, most action games up until now have been about one character running around in the world doing everything. I wanted a different style of action we could focus on. With eggs, we felt that there is this obligation you have for caring for the egg and joy you get from hatching it. Initially, we tried some different experiments with oblong-shaped eggs, but found that too limiting for the player. Also, because you don't know what's going to come out of the eggs, it gives you this feeling of anticipation as you play." And yeah, that all makes sense to me, because the first time I ever saw this game was a friend of mine playing it when I was over at his place post the release of it, and it was so colorful, vibrant, and I'll be damned if I didn't want to roll those eggs around the levels. So today, let's talk about Billy Hatcher, see how the game holds up, what it was all about, and what happened to it.
Welcome back to the 25 Days of Fringe-miss, where there's going to be brand-
Wait. Double Fringe-miss. Aw, you only thought you were gonna get 25 videos this year? Look at you. You look silly. But I'm here to fix that, because I'm going to give you not only 25 videos, but I'm giving you 50 videos. I have 2 channels. That's 2 Fringe misses. Each day there'll be a brand new video on both channels for 25 days. I haven't slept in months. Enjoy the content. Or don't. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg revolves around growing and hatching eggs as you take down enemies in the game. There isn't much to Billy aside from being able to move around and jump, but when you're hatching an egg, his abilities expand further. While rolling an egg, Billy becomes slightly faster with more agility, and the player is able to have him perform a few new moves with the egg, like egg dunking, slamming, dashing, and shooting. Are we sure that these eggs are really okay when they hatch? They take quite the beating, honestly. There are a whopping 72 eggs within the game to hatch, and much like Katamari, the egg itself grows over time as you roll it around and use it to help defeat enemies, traverse the levels, and gather fruit until it hits its peak limit and gives you the glowing signal that it's ready to hatch. Egg growth rate can vary, they're all unique, and it adds a lot of fun to the game overall. Then you hit it with your signature rooster call and bada bing bada boom, you've hatched whatever the heck comes out. It could be an animal, or it can be items, or even some other surprises that I'll get into. You don't have to help hatch each egg in the game, but there are eggs that are necessary to do so in helping you get through the level. I mean, come on, imagine being called Billy Hatcher and you can't even live up to your last name. But life for the Hatcher and his eggs aren't as simple as it seems. The eggs themselves can be damaged, cracked, and fully destroyed without the prize inside if you're not careful. So be mindful of how you're taking down enemies and tackling the level's landscape in general. Luckily, eggs can respawn back where you originally found them, so they aren't lost forever. You just have to start over with your progress. To get through the game, you'll go through 7 worlds that all have a bunch of missions in them each to earn emblems that will ultimately be your ticket to having enough courage in the ending battle against Dark Raven. So before I break a few more things down, let's get into the story of the game to help better understand what in the heck is going on here. You start your adventure in Morningland, which is filled with chicken inhabitants that live a very nice and peaceful life that gets disrupted thanks to the evil Dark Raven, who rains down an assault of crows to capture the chickens and take over the land. But in the human world, things seem pretty fine. Billy and his friends Rolly Roll, Chick Poacher, and Bantam Scrambled all meet up and collectively have the most interesting names that seem too perfectly matched for what this game is. But then all their lives change when they find a small chick chirping from weakness after being attacked by a couple of crows that Billy jumps in to stop them from harming the baby chicken. Then, out of nowhere, Billy and his friends are transported to Morningland, making this game an isekai. Billy learns about what the crows have done to this land and that they have plans to continue their conquering to the human world, leaving it up to Billy and his friends, but mostly Billy, to save Morningland, doing this by putting on your chicken suit, freeing the chicken elders, and defeating Dark Raven. Throughout the missions you finish in the game, Billy or the others will always celebrate by saying good morning, and I think that's so cute and makes sense sense since they are in Morningland. While the story seems straightforward enough, we do learn a bit more about the lore as we progress through the levels, like learning about Dark Raven in general, knowing that he is never really defeated forever, being reborn every century or so and trying to cause his chaos once more. On your way to Dark Raven, you'll end up having to free all of the chicken elders, and even your friends, defeat the smaller crow bosses, and open back up the Rainbow Gate. Then you'll be able to face Dark Raven, where he is trying to hatch a special giant egg that could grant him unspeakable power. As a final boss and just overall bad guy, Dark Raven is pretty menacing, and the fight will have 2 waves to it as you first defeat him, but the egg still hatches and Dark Raven gets a special wish granted for this ultimate power, making him this shadowy figure dubbed the Ultimate Raven, destroying your chicken suit and giving you the full reason for needing all those courage emblems to regain your suit and be stronger than before, and now being able to take on and defeat Ultimate Raven once and for all so that he can never return again. Morningland is now saved, you wave goodbye to your chicken friends and appear back in the human world all safe and sound with your human friends. And that's all pretty good. It's a basic story when you break it down, but with how it's done and the unique way you make your way through the game, make it a standout experience overall. The 8 missions in each world are set up in a similar fashion within each world. Billy will be your main character throughout the journey, being the character who takes on the first 5 missions alone in each world, while the final 3 will be handled by Billy's friends as you rescue them throughout the game. So there's a bunch to do that's packed into this game, and it's not overly long, but there's a great amount of content to be found. There's a whole ranking system based on how you did, which can make you feel great or like absolute crap, but at least there's some extra goodies here too.
This double Fringe Miss is brought to you by GamerSupps.
Have you ever sat there and wondered what it would be like if I just went to GamerSupps and got 10% off by using code FRINGE? Yeah, it's a nice thought, but guess what? It could be a reality if you just go to GamerSupps, use code FRINGE, get 10% off of whatever you're getting, and you feel good about yourself because you save 10% and you're supporting the channel. You want to support me? What? Do you want to support me? You want to support? Look, use code FRINGE, 10% off. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Like most GameCube games, there is a component to the game that utilizes the Game Boy Advance through the link cable, allowing you to find mini-games and some eggs that you can play on your Game Boy Advance. On top of this, you can unlock other Sega characters that hatch from special Sonic eggs, like Sonic and Friends or Amigo and Knights. And lastly, there's a multiplayer mode aspect to the game that lets up to 4 players get together where you face off in either a timed mode, a survival mode, or a hatch mode as you go against one another to either defeat as many enemies as possible, fight against one another, or hatch as many eggs first. The game is a solid package of offerings that feels right at home for the era of gaming and home consoles in general. It followed the one main role it had in making sure that it was open and fun for anyone, as the game is just as fun and memorable as an adult as it was when I was a kid. I love how the game looks, how it feels to play, and the constant rush of getting whatever pops out of an egg never gets old. Now, back in the day, the reviews were very middle ground, but universally it was pretty agreed upon that it looked great, it was certainly unique, and the music was killer. But that's pretty easy to expect since it's coming from Sonic Team. But even then, with how many people having praised this game like myself for being so much fun, it didn't sell all that well for what Sega was looking for, with a total of 250,000 copies being sold worldwide. So even though there has been outcries for years for more Billy Hatcher, Sega has been hesitant to do much with the property, not seeing it have franchise potential to warrant greenlighting a sequel. Sure, we've seen good old Billy pop up here and there in other games as a guest character, but as far as a new Billy Hatcher game on its own, it hasn't happened. But who knows? Sega just announced that they are working on brand new versions of games that haven't had a new real version of a standalone game in their franchises in a very long time, with a lot of them coming from the same era or roughly around the same era as Billy Hatcher. So there is always hope, right? Heck, I'd love to see it. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg is an incredible game that leaves me feeling happy whenever I play it. If you've played Billy Hatcher, let me know your thoughts on the game and memories from it in the comments below. I've been Jordan Fringe. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Later.